I just have been embracing this mindset of I have work to do. I got to get my stuff done. I got to produce more than I consume. I got to show up every single day. I've got to leave a legacy. And that's what I've been doing. Hey everybody, Chris Bello here. Welcome to the Entrepreneur Motivation Podcast. In this episode, we are going to be talking about why I've gone ghost mode and exactly what that is, what that means to me. We all have heard of people ghosting us, right? Whether it's a date that just doesn't show up on a first date, or a prospect that agrees to meet you at the office, or jump on a call with you to discuss their needs or whatever they want to buy, or whatever the situation is, or real estate, for example, if they want to buy or sell a house. And it's never fun when people quote unquote ghost you and they don't show up. They do a no call, no show, no text type thing where like you're ghosted. You're sitting there waiting for somebody, they never show up. And it's never a fun feeling, but I'm using the term ghost mode a little bit differently here. And what I mean by that is just more being a ghost in a way. Like I'm not ghosting people. I am showing up to appointments that I set. I am showing up to recurring calls. But for me, ghost mode is just focusing on myself and on my business, kind of being a little bit selfish in a way, because I know that in order to give to others, I have to take care of myself first, right? It's like the oxygen thing in the plane. If the plane is going down, they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first so that you can take care of others. But also part of it is just knowing that I've heard this message a lot too lately. If you really want to make impact, if you really want to be able to contribute and donate crazy tons of money, you have to be able to earn a lot of money, right? Like you can make more impact if you make more money. If I donate $10 million, that's going to have a lot more positive impact than if I only donate $10. And so that's why I've been kind of going ghost mode lately, just focusing on my business, my goals, my podcasts, my content. You'll notice a lot of these podcasts lately have been solo episodes. I did tell my assistant, hey, let's focus more on solo content. It's great to have guests on. I do love sharing stories and connecting with amazing individuals, but I want to be more focused on the productivity side, the focus side, the mindset side, because sometimes when we have too many guests, the messages can be all over the place, right? Like this type of business and that type of business. And I really just want to make sure to have my message dialed in so that you can get the most value from this. And I can also just really hone my speaking skills, hone my business, hone my funnels. What's my offer to you? You know, am I adding enough value in my emails? And from just doing the reps and being in ghost mode, I am going to get better and better every single day. And so I'm all in on my business. I'm reducing distractions. I'm not attending random events I've actually said no to quite a few things lately. A lot of people invite me. I am on a lot of recurring calls and coaching calls and things like that. And I do get value from them. But at some point it becomes very tricky, or like a slippery slope when you say yes to too many things and then you find yourself taking on recurring call after recurring call, and all of a sudden it's like you're in a corporate role all over again, where you've got 5 meetings every single day that happen on a certain day of each week, and you don't really have time to actually do the work. If you're in meetings all day, you're not working, which is what actually matters. You know, you might have a meeting talking about what you're going to do in the next meeting about what you were supposed to do in the last meeting, and it's kind of a waste of time. If you know where you're going and you know what you need to do, just do that, right? Go to ghost mode, flip ghost mode on. It's not a mode on your phone. I wish it was. Maybe that should be something that they make next, but it's something more of a mindset in terms of phone is on focus mode. I have talked about that. On work mode, no distractions, no inputs, no noise. But it's kind of like the movies where they say, you know, so and so is a ghost, we can't find him. You hear that phrase where maybe there's some kind of spy, or I just think of Jason Statham or something like the Expendables, where they say he's gone ghost, we're not sure, or he's gone rogue might be another term that you hear. And so in a way, I feel like I'm Jason Statham, you know, that really cool bald guy who just kicks everyone's butt in all the movies, and that really cool fight scene in Expendables where the guy's playing basketball and he hits the basketball and dabs it with a knife. You guys got to look it up. It's really cool. You know, personally, we moved from Houston to Denver. We don't know any neighbors. When I came here, I only knew one person who I went to college with, and that's it, right? So I didn't really know anybody out here. In a way, I'm a ghost in this place. And of course, I've met people, I've networked, I've since made friends since we've almost been here for a year, but my neighbors don't know who I am. They don't know that I have a podcast. They don't care. They couldn't care less, you know, that I have over 1 million downloads most likely. And it's kind of nice because I can go walk the dog, you know, I say hello, I kind of wave, and they don't know that I'm this, you know, top producing real estate person and I've got this podcast that's growing and I create content. I mean, I got a neighbor who shares a wall with me who can probably hear the content sometimes. So hopefully maybe he'll be a fan of the podcast. But other than that, I don't go to really any birthday parties, no happy hours. I'm not getting bottle service at the club. And of course, the way the world has been the last couple of years, a lot of my behaviors have changed, but because I have been in this ghost mode, and I encourage you to do the same, no one's inviting me out on weekends to do these types of things because the friends that I've made here have been very intentional. I'm making friends who are on the same path and they're working on their businesses. They're in ghost mode as well. And so we kind of have that mutual respect that we're not going to interrupt each other or bug each other to partake in activities that we don't even find interest in, such as drinking and getting drunk and staying up till 2 or 3 a.m. And I have work to do, they have work to do, and you have work to do. And so I encourage you to really just embrace this ghost mode. It's just a mindset. It's a way of thinking. It's something that I thought would make for a catchy title. And really, I don't say like, oh, I'm going in ghost mode or anything. I just have been embracing this mindset of I have work to do. I got to get my stuff done. I got to produce more than I consume. I got to show up every single day. I've got to leave a legacy. And that's what I've been doing. And so again, it feels super satisfying when I wave to neighbors and they have no idea who I am. They don't even know my name. I know neighbors that I've been waving to for 5 or 6 months. I know their face. I know what kind of dog they have. You know, I know who picks up the dog poop and who doesn't. By the way, I'm watching y'all. It's annoying when people don't pick up the dog poop. Side note, because then I don't want to throw the ball for my dog because she's going to step all over other piles of poop that aren't even her poop. But continuing on, it is weirdly satisfying just to wave and have no obligation where they're not inviting me over for cards and I'm not inviting them over to play video games or anything. Like, I'm super focused and we have that respect. We say hello, we go back inside to our own respective places, and everyone goes and does their own thing. And so I'm just blending in here as if, you know, I just have a regular job and I'm a happy person with a little dog that I take outside and play fetch with every now and then. They don't know I'm listening to podcasts, that I'm growing, that I've been reading every single morning, that I meditated today, that I went to the gym, that I went to the sports recovery place, right? They don't have any idea. And it's not that I want to brag or show them or anything. Obviously, if they follow me or found me online, they'd see everything that I do. But there's some power in that of just not feeling pulled or called to have to do anything so that you can focus 100% on whatever it is that's important to you. And I'm not saying just hustle and go work all the time and never spend time with friends or family. That's important, but you can be very picky about who you spend time with, because a lot of times, I don't know if you find this to be true for you, but I find it to be true for me. Maybe I'm just more of a loner. Maybe I'm just more focused. I find that a lot more people want to hang out with me than I want to hang out with them, if that makes sense. They're always like, hey, we should catch up. Let's grab coffee. Let me pick your brain. Ooh, I'd love to pick your brain, Chris. And I do extend invites sometimes to jump on calls or Zoom calls to catch up, but it gets very frustrating sometimes. Like, say 5 or 10 people do that every week and it's 30 minutes here, an hour there. It adds up very quickly. And again, if I'm in ghost mode, I'm trying to stay focused on me, my business, my goals, my content, my podcast, my solo episodes versus interviews, for example. And those types of things pull me away from where it is that I want to go to some extent. Ghost mode, I'm just encouraging you once again to try it out. This was a cool little example. I was just catching up on some Instagram messages and I got a message from one of my friends who, you know, we used to do mastermind meetings in Houston, and he sent me a couple voice messages just catching up. And he said, hey bro, you know, I got a question. Someone I know is moving to Texas. They're getting their real estate license. He was asking whatever question, but he says he apologizes because he hasn't been on social media for 6+ months. And I just looked at his profile page. He hasn't posted. I don't think he posted since like November 2021. And he has a business. He has a startup. I think he's got a couple investors and he's working on what he needs to do. And that's it, right? He's building his business. And I know it's a little bit of a catch-22 because we want to create content to generate business. I certainly did this. I was posting about real estate and doing open houses and all these things before I had any clients, which then led to people reaching out, which then led to me doing deals, which of course gave me more content to post. And so that's how that cycle worked for me. But I get it. I've also heard the other argument that it's like, don't post stuff if you haven't accomplished anything. Who are you to post, or why are you posting? Not to be mean or anything, but I'm just saying, like, how can you teach something or share examples of things that you've done if you haven't done them, right? So don't lie about it. You've got to be honest and have integrity with what you've actually accomplished. So I can see the argument for both, to like document the journey when you haven't made it yet, from how you went from zero to hero, or you're on your journey, or from becoming the hero, building the business, making the money, having the impact, and then creating the social media to show this is how I did it. Here's my story. I'm already at the top of the hill and now I'm going to create the content to back it up, versus I'm just posting for the sake of posting. I have no real business. I have no idea how to make money. And so personally, personally, I did kind of make it or attain my success from posting and documenting the journey. So I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but I'm just saying to be cognizant, like, are you spending too much time in social media? And is it actually producing business, or is it more wasting your time? But either way, rule of thumb, this is something I've talked about before. Just make sure if you're in social media, if you're on YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, don't be the person sitting there watching 3 hours of TikToks. Make sure to produce more than you consume and you'll be fine, right? As long as you're putting out, if you watch an hour of TikTok, you better have recorded 2 hours of TikToks and have your team editing them, or you better be editing them so that you can produce more than you consume. You can put your content out there so that other people are watching 3 hours of your TikToks, taking action on your calls to action, clicking on your bio, going into your funnels, jumping on your email list, listening to your podcasts. Exactly what I hope you are doing here with my content. And I hope you are enjoying this. Let me know in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube, if this is helpful, if there's anything else you have questions on, topics that you'd like to hear me speak on next. Because lately I've just been thinking, like, what do I think my audience needs to hear? And so I've typed out some basic content topics. I've typed out some notes and I've just recorded episodes. Recently, we've talked about how you have the time, my latest tip for insane focus, 10-year overnight success, what's your one thing, hiring my first business coach, and some of the ones that I have coming up next. Let me know if you want to hear them or not. You will outgrow people. Suspend disbelief. That one's a cool one that I heard from Frank Kern. And then comparison is the thief of joy. So those are some of the topics that I've thought of. I haven't created content around it just yet, but they're coming down the pipeline. If you have suggestions, if you have ideas, if you have any interests or anything that you want to hear my feedback on, let me know in the comments below in YouTube, youtube.com/Chris B or Chris Bello. Just type in Chris Bello on YouTube and you will find me and we can go from there. So with that said, have a great day. Thank you so much for listening and we will talk soon.